Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tishiv and welcome back to the channel. This week I was on the PS3 Trust podcast talking about PlayStation. It's the PlayStation podcast with my good friends, and if you want to listen to the full podcast, link is in the description, but this is a clip from the podcast where I discuss buying a PS5, being an Xbox owner and an Xbox fan, going from Xbox to PlayStation and what I think of the PS5 as I first got it. I've had a PS5 for about a month now, and this is essentially my first month impressions of the console. So it was a little bit of fun. It was a nice little conversation back and forth with me and the guys. If you want to listen to the full podcast, links in the description. And without further ado, here's the clip.
Stop! Topic time! And here we are with topic one, and we are joined by the one, the only, the Potato Chief himself. Lewis, welcome back to the podcast. They're going wild for you, as always, as they would do.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's good to be back.
At some point, we'll have to pay you. But the reason why we don't is because you are historically an Xbox guy. You are our Xbox expert. You're the person that we bring in whenever there's some Xbox news that we think is important to the PlayStation Nation. You're the guy that we pick up the phone to and we say, Lewis, you're needed. You know, your bat phone rings in your room and it goes off. It's like, it's just the Xbox. I don't know what the Xbox power on noise is. It's just like, oh, Xbox! And you're like, oh, shit. And you just go get it. You're like, hello? Is there Xbox news? And I'm like, no, sorry, Lewis, it's me again, mate. Can we get you on? We want your takes on Xbox. And you're like, oh, okay, I'll be there now. Put the phone down, straight on the podcast. And here we are. So it's an absolute honor to have you back, Lewis. It really is. To bridge the gap between PlayStation and Xbox and just merge them up, this synergy, this kind of sexual tension that we share together as part of gaming. It is something wonderful. But the reason why we brought you on is we're going to be talking about the recent delays that have happened with Redfall and, of course, with all the other games for 2022. But first, Lewis, you've got yourself a PlayStation 5. You've seen the light. I want to hear all about it.
Yeah, I bought a PS5. It was pretty much spur of the moment. I was in a game shop, and they're called Game over here, not GameStop, but like they are in America. And I was like, do you have any PS5s? And they said, we have a digital one. And I'm like, oh, no thank you. And then I put my name down for the disc version, and then they called me about a week later. So I don't see why people are saying it's so hard to get, because I literally just got one because I had money, and I just wanted one. So it was pretty simple for me, to be honest.
That is incredible news. And welcome back, Lewis. Welcome to the PlayStation family, and welcome back to the podcast.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, I've been enjoying it quite a lot. It's a nice system, I must say. It is ridiculously huge, though, as you would all know. It's a bit obscene. Is very big.
When we look at the form factor of it, we're kind of split down the middle on this. There's me and Spencer who quite like it. I think it's a beautiful console, but Phil thinks it's hideous. He hates it. Where do you come down on this one?
I feel like the digital one is very, very nice looking because it's symmetrical and stuff, but the disc version looks a bit hideous because it's got this massive tumor on the side of it. It's not well designed with the disc because I got a conspiracy theory that they designed it without the disc tray at all, and then realised they had to put one in the last minute because it doesn't. It just feels like they just stuck it on the side and taped it with duct tape. It doesn't. It doesn't look very good with that. Also, I think it is a bit big. If it was smaller, it would probably look a lot nicer. But it is ooh, it's oh, okay. You centre of attention, I guess, which is what it wants to be, I suppose. It's almost as big as my TV, which is ridiculous.
So what you're saying, Lewis, is you agree with me. Thank God we've now got some harmony bringing you onto the podcast. Welcome, Lewis. Welcome. Finally, I got some backup boys. This podcast can be interesting. Ooh, yeah.
See, I don't like that very much. I quite like to be in more of a gang-up style that we had going on, Spence. We're going to have to find somebody else. Maybe the listeners will have to reach out for a little impromptu little thing on Twitter, maybe see if we can get everyone siding with us, and then we can just keep Phil down a little bit. Just keep battering him down until he gets the hint, right? That's what we need to keep doing, until his self-esteem gets whittled down enough that we can say whatever and he'll just accept it. Okay. Like a battered wife or something. That's what we need to get to, Spence. We've got to just keep working at it. So, Lewis, what games have you been playing on your PlayStation 5? Since joining the nation, how have you been enjoying this wealth of content that we've got?
Right, so I've got 4 Platinums already. So I got Astro's Playroom Platinum. I got Miles Morales PS4, Miles Morales PS5, and Spider-Man Remastered Platinums. So, I mean, it's kind of cheating because I just copied my save files across, but I'm counting it. It's 4 Platinums. And then I also bought 4 games physically. So I got Horizon Forbidden West, which came with the console, Returnal, Demon Souls, and this one's for Phil, Death Stranding Director's Edition, which is... yes. That's probably the one I've been playing the most, actually, is, to be honest, is Death Stranding. It's really, yeah, you've got me, Phil. You got me interested in it. It's very weird. I don't know what this says about you mentally, if this is one of your favourite games, because it is a very, very strange game, but I am enjoying it.
I think you're flirting with me now, Lewis. You agree with my views earlier about the ugly PlayStation 5, and now you're bigging up Death Stranding for its obscureness within the gaming space.
Phil's seen straight through it now. Lewis, comparing the Xbox to this, honestly now, what are you finding the differences between the two consoles? Is there more similarities than there are differences?
I do miss Quick Resume. I mean, that's a big feature on the Xbox that the PlayStation doesn't have, but I'm hoping that's something they will add at some point. I actually like the PlayStation controller more than I thought I would, because I've never really been a fan of the symmetrical, aligned joysticks. I always liked them off.
You like the offset,
the
the offset sticks.
Offset, exactly. And I've broken 4 PS4 controllers. So I didn't think that this one would be that sturdy, but it's quite bulky, it's quite sturdy, it feels like a pretty decent controller. Before, if someone goes, what's your favourite controller, and they say PS4, I'll be like, nah, you're wrong, because they're not very good. But if someone says the PS5 is their favourite controller, I can see why you could say that, because it is pretty well built.
4 controllers. Man's a beast. What are you doing, son? What are you breaking? How are you breaking them? What games caused you to break your PS4 handsets? Like, I always arc back to that time that I beat Davey that one time on Smash Brothers, and he literally got my GameCube pad and smashed it against the wall. That was pure rage. So what game has got you to that level?
That was Destiny 2 mainly, which is a lot of rapid fire, and then the trigger just decided not to come back up ever again. It just got stuck. So yeah, and the original PlayStation 4 controller I had, I think it was infamous Second Son. The nubs completely wore off as well, and then I started to get Joy-Con drift from playing Ghost of Tsushima on my last one. So, or whatever they call it on PlayStation, just drifting. Like, the camera will just start going randomly like that when I was in the middle of playing. It's like, oh, great. Lovely. I'll just play this. I was like, put it down until I got my PS5 now, so I'm going to go back to Ghost of Tsushima with a decent controller now, so, yeah.
That is some serious skills, my man.
Ironically, the only controller I haven't broken is the Joy-Cons for the Switch, which is supposed to be very easy to break, so I don't know how that's happened.
Yeah, that's wild. That is absolutely wild. I never use my Switch, like, undocked or anything, and mine are broken. So it literally makes no sense. It just seems to be just total luck of the draw, I think, sometimes. And I know for myself, like, I've only ever gone through... I always buy at least 2 handsets for everything. And it's very rare that one actually dies. I think I had one die on PlayStation 4 where... and it was quite early in the gen. I think it was my starter one that came with it, where all of a sudden the battery just wouldn't hold charge. And that was maybe 6 months in. It just stopped holding charge. And I was like, oh, okay. And that just went in the bin then. But outside of that, I don't think I've replaced through any of my DualShock 4s. And my DualSenses so far, touch wood, because there were rumors originally that that the pad wasn't, working very well with the analogs and stuff. I haven't encountered any issues so far, so hopefully it stays that way. Hopefully so. So what games are you looking forward to now? that you've still got left on your plate? Obviously, you've got all these games there that you've already purchased. Is there any others that you're thinking, do you know what, now's a good time for me to go back and see something else? You mentioned Ghost of Tsushima. Do you think that's one that you're going to go back to?
Yeah, I've been playing that the last few days, Ghost of Tsushima. I'm very much enjoying it. Again, it's because I want to get the PlayStation 4 Platinum and then transfer it over to PS5 and get another Platinum because I'm cheeky like that. Also, I was going to mention that I really enjoy the PlayStation Collection on PlayStation Plus. It's a very good feature. I've got a load of games now I got a massive backlog to play on my PS5 now, and I don't think I need to buy anything for a while. Because as I'm a huge fan of Game Pass, as you know, but I feel like PlayStation Collection is very good alternative on the PlayStation side. I think it is very nice. Downloaded Uncharted, Days Gone, Detroit, God of War I already have, but I downloaded the digital version so I didn't have to swap the discs around because I'm lazy. Yeah, it's a very good collection on there. So I mean, yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing some of those. So it's a lot. I've got a lot to get through. I've got a list of about 10, 15 games to play, and I don't even know where to start really. I'm chipping away slowly at everything. So really, I should just find one game and just focus on it. But I'm not really sure where to even start really. I hope you guys enjoyed the clip from this week's PS We Trust. Links in the description for the full episode if you want to listen to the rest of it. If you enjoyed the episode, please comment, like, subscribe, and until next time, too sweet. Thanks, guys.
We're on the road to 5K. Join Potato Club today and too sweet that subscribe button.